There's an easy trick that your library can use to get attention in the email inbox. What is it? I'm going to share it with you in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Angela Hursh, and I'm the person behind the blog, superlibrarymarketing.com. Head there and look for the Library Marketing Show tab to suggest a topic for a future episode, or nominate your library or another library for doing great work in library marketing. We're going to give away kudos in a few moments, and it's a big one, so stay tuned for that. First, I want to make sure if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so here. That way you'll get a notification when I post these videos. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, you can click the follow button, and you'll also get a notification every time I post about library marketing. So I got a question recently from a viewer. Her name is Joy, and she is helping to put together a new email marketing campaign for her library. And she wanted to know if it was a good idea to add a photo of the library staff with their names, or to do something to kind of personalize that email and to make sure that people know it's coming from a real person. I have a really simple answer for Joy, and that is yes. It is a very good idea. Personalized emails are one of the easiest and most effective ways to get noticed in the inbox, and you don't have to have automation to do it, although of course that makes it easier. A lot of times when you hear people talk about personalized emails, especially in the marketing space, they're talking about adding the name of the recipient to the subject line or something like that. But I'm talking about actually getting personal in your emails, sharing a little bit about your staff. There are lots of reasons why this works. Number one, it really gives a face to the people behind your emails and to your library. How awesome is it if somebody walked into your library branch and recognized someone behind the desk from an email that they received? That is a way to make them feel more welcome and included at the library. That might be a person who otherwise wouldn't have felt comfortable starting up a conversation, but because they saw that person's photo in the email and maybe learned a little bit about them, they might feel more comfortable coming up and asking a question and starting a conversation. And that's a great way to get a marketing conversation going at the desk. You can do this in a bunch of different ways. You can just use first names. You can use photos. I've even seen libraries do avatars of their staff, especially if they're not totally cool with sharing a photo of themselves in public. You can have an avatar person's first name and maybe share like what kind of books they like to read, or what their book suggestions are for the beach, or what their favorite program at the library is. I'm going to add some examples of these kinds of emails down in the show description if you're watching on YouTube, or in the comments if you're watching on LinkedIn, so you can see what other libraries are doing. Personalizing your emails also leads to better email open and click rates and conversion rates, basically meaning that you get people to take an action from your email. Again, because you're making the case that an actual real person put this together, a person who has thought about the needs of that patron in the community and has wanted to fill those needs. At the company where I work, we started putting the first name of one of our staff members in the friendly from line of our emails, and that increased open and click rates. Really easy thing to do. And again, it reinforces the notion that a person is behind the email. So the answer to your question, Joy, is yes. And I hope to see some examples from your library as you work on your newsletter. And hey, if you have done this in any way, shape, or form at your library, won't you put a little link to whatever you've created down in the comments? Let's get a conversation started. How are you making your community aware that there are real people working at the library, and kind of starting a little bit of a relationship building with those folks? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for your question, Joy. And now we're going to head to kudos. And like I said, this is a big one. I don't know if everybody is aware, but every year there is an organization that spends a lot of time looking at and recognizing libraries doing great marketing, and that is the PRX Exchange Awards competition, sponsored by the Awards and Scholarships Subcommittee of the American Library Association and Core Leadership Infrastructure Futures. So my kudos today goes to the winner of the PRX Exchange Awards. There are a lot of them. I can't list them all here, but there were 27 print winners and 34 electronic winners that were recognized at the ALA annual conference. I want to give a special shout out to Mark Aaron Polger, who is part of this group. And I know he gets super enthusiastic about this every year. He puts out the call for submissions, and he actually coordinates the award ceremony. So great job, Mark. Mark has created a slideshow that has a list of all of the winners. I'm going to put a link to that down in the show description if you're watching on YouTube, or in the comments if you're watching on LinkedIn. And make sure, if you know somebody from one of these libraries, to send them a congratulations. Great job, winners of the PRX Exchange Awards. All right, that's it for today's episode, but I've got lots more tips for library promotion on my channel. If you're interested, click on this video and I'll see you there.